Hello everyone, welcome back to Classic Comics. This time I'm going to be taking a look at Marauders #1. This is the latest book in the X-Men reboot, this Dawn of X reboot. Now, the previous books, House of X, Powers of X, and even X-Men #1, they were all competently done. A bit dull, a bit too decompressed in their storytelling, in my opinion. But I respected the work. I respect the effort that Jonathan Hickman and the artists put in on those books. This book is none of those things. This comic sucks. The writing is unimaginative and lazy. And honestly, it's just mean-spirited. This book is by Jerry Duggan, with art by Matteo Lolli. I don't know. So, the X-Men have planted these gateways all over the world. And mutants can use these gateways to travel to Krakoa, this new mutant nation that the X-Men have founded. Now, only mutants can pass through these gateways. Non-mutants can't pass through. But when Kitty tries to pass through, she can't pass through either. And she busts her nose, which is kind of funny. But she can't pass through, even though she's a mutant. We don't know why. They never really delve into that or explore it at all. So in order to get to the island, Kitty decides to steal a sailboat. Now, setting aside that, she just steals someone's boat, why? The X-Men have planes. In fact, I'm pretty sure they have several planes. In fact, they just used one few weeks ago in Powers of X. I mean, right here. I mean, they got a plane that will fly to the moon. Never mind that they have a couple of mutant teleporters on their team, and they have multiple mutants that can fly who could carry her to the island. Now, they seem to be doing this to play up the whole, they're sort of giving this team a kind of pirate theme, as if they're pirates on the high seas or whatever. But I think that trying to shoehorn, this sort of cheesy pirate theme into your book is kind of a lame reason for destroying your character's integrity, in my opinion. So anyway, she gets to the island, and right away, she walks on the beach, and right away, Iceman is there, who's just a smirking simp through this whole book. And then she's contacted by Emma Frost, and Emma Frost offers her a job as a captain on this boat here. So the idea is they're going to use these boats to travel around the world to get mutants, retrieve mutants who can't pass through the gateways because they're not being allowed to, because they're being held prisoner, or what have you. So then Iceman goes through one of these gateways to figure out why no one's coming through. He goes to Russia, where he fights this armored Russian guy who has armor that will cancel out mutant powers. And, then we get this. Look at that face. Your hero. Your hero, ladies and gentlemen, this idiot. So we go back to the island, and Kitty wants to go to Russia to fight the Russians and free the mutants there. And then Storm just kind of wanders in here out of nowhere. She's just sort of meandering in the background. And then Kitty convinces her to go with them to Russia. So now they're sailing out on the boat. And then Pyro pops up out of nowhere. Apparently he was in the boat and they didn't even know it. And he says that, oh, well, I just thought I'd climb onto this boat and I'd take a nap. And yeah, the bed was just so comfy, he decided to just, take a nap, like frickin' Goldilocks. And he's kind of like Iceman in this. He's, just kind of a goofball who acts like an overgrown, teenage girl rather than a grown man. So then they get to Russia and they fight the Russians. Kitty shorts out the guy's armor. And then we get a sequence here where Kitty fights some of these Russian soldiers, which is actually pretty cool. One of them passes through her and then they think that she's a hologram. And then one of them, he takes this shot here in the neck. I mean, I got to admit, that's kind of cool. And this, I totally buy into this whole sequence. Kitty has been around for a while. She may be young, but she's been, in the superhero business for quite a while now. So she knows a few things. She's had plenty of combat training. She can take care of herself. She disarms this guy. But then she shoots this guy in the leg. And at first with that, I'm kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like seeing, the X-Men being really cruel or being vindictive. But then she does this. She then phases her weapon and then resolidifies it inside these two soldiers' legs. And, I mean, that's just friggin'... This is one of the most awful things I've ever seen a superhero do in a comic. I mean, this is awful. I mean, look at that. I mean, that thing's going right through the bone. They're going to have to lose these legs. They're going to have these legs amputated. And look how high that is. They're basically, each one of them is going to lose that leg completely, basically. I mean, it's just, what the hell? See what I mean by mean-spirited? So anyway, yeah, they beat the Russians and they free the mutants. And, yeah, I hate this book. I hate this book. Who cares? Don't buy this book. It's awful. And, So, have you read this comic already yourself? Did you like this comic? Please don't say you like this comic. Do you agree with my review of it? Let me know in the comments. And while you're at it, please like this video and please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for notifications for future videos. And I will see you next time. Thanks.